go through a breakdown of the OrkneyBowl. Obviously, it's 96
Here we go.
teams.
Yeah, so this is it, Johnny. Here's the thing, right? This is the big thing. Let's not forget, we're into year 2 now. Last year, it was all about finding a division. Everyone's now in their division. If you're in Division 4, you want to get up into Division 3. If you're in 3, you want... This is a new concept to you, I'm sure, Everett. You know, with your American sports, you don't do such a thing as promotion and relegation. You know, it's not in your vocabulary. So,
it's new to me.
you know, this is it. You move up or you move down. You know, it's a big thing in soccer. You move up or you move down your divisions. You know, so if you're sitting in Division 1, you want to be staying there, and if you're in Division 4, you want to get that promotion. You want to get up the divisions. You want the kudos of being in that top division, and you know you can only win the Orkney Bowl from the top division. You know, you've got to get there first before you can win the Orkney Bowl.
There you go. So 4 teams will go up and 4 teams will go down where possible. When it comes to the championship bracket, the top 2 teams will get a bye and guaranteed promotion. Then the 3 to 6 will play week 15, and the top 2, the winners will automatically be promoted, but then they 4 will be playing for the division championship, and the losers will be staying in that division. And then in the bottom half, it's the same. The 2 finalists in the consolation bracket will be staying in the division. The other 4 will get relegated. So they've all got something to play for. Well, apart from
you know, and
it's interesting.
About getting in. So the playoffs is where the promotion is won and lost. But in order to, you know, whether you're playing for promotion or whether you're playing for relegation, that's where the regular season comes in, you know. So get into that top 6. If you get into that top 6, you can't go down. You're only playing for promotion. And if you get into that top 6, you can still be promoted. And you've got a good chance of being promoted, you know. The bottom 6, if you're in the bottom 6, well, you got to fight to try and keep yourself up.
Well, that happened last year in St Magnus because Jack and Sean both finished 5 and 6, but then they hit form, and I think, and then they knocked me and knocked out. Was it Leeds?
And it's why
it just happens.
the playoffs are. It's why the playoffs are so, you know, and it's so important that, you know, I see the likes of, it's why I've had no interest in the likes of Chubba Hubbard this year, you know, because when Brooks comes in, he's going to go down and down and down in production. And I'm actually going to talk about this with one of my avoids, believe it or not. When you see it, you'll not believe it. But I'm going to talk about this with one of my avoids. But you know, I just can't get into on board with Chubba Hubbard and people that I think are going to drift off at the end of the season, because the end of the season is where it's most important. But see those people that are picking up like TJ Hawkinson, who's going to miss half the season, Nick Chubb, who's going to miss half the season. If these guys come into form, if these guys get on the pitch and they're anything like what they were before they got injured, they're going to be fresh coming into our playoffs, which is the end of their season, and they could be championship winners. They really could, you know. So people that are sitting with these guys on their IR, they could really be on to, you know, it could win them the championship at the end of the season.
Oh yeah,
definitely.
It's why I feel the bench is so important as well, because you've got, you know, up in the bet. If you've not got good players on your bench, you are going to get injuries. This is the NFL. People get injured. People get injured all the time. So if you've got no one to cover from the bench and you're shipping around agency from like week 3, week 4, you're just not going to be there, you know. So that's why I also think the bench is so important, because when those players get injured, you've got to be able to fill it with decent players who are going to score you good points getting into playoff time, you know.
Yep. There we go. So that's the rundown of the Scarabray playoffs. The top 4 from each division after week 14 will go, well, each conference 4 will go into a pot over the top score of the top 15, 16 go into the final. Same with the West Conference, and they play each other with the Scarabray. Obviously, Danny won it last year from the East Conference.
Yes.
Everett was so close last year. Hopefully, they'll do better this year. Just I'd mention that, I'm afraid, there, Everett, because you were so close to getting there. So, yeah, that's your. It's a nice one. Obviously, Danny's got the trophy. So it's currently sitting in Dublin.
Yeah, so he got the trophy, Johnny, but do you know what else he's got? A big ass target on his back. You know?
But then he's also
So,
proving the point. He didn't win his. He didn't win it. He crept into the playoffs and then hit form to win it. So
It's
that's
you
how it
know, they're the
happened.
most
So
important weeks. And it's St Magnus and Happy Valley are the two top divisions, you know. So you got to get up there to get into the Scarabray playoffs, and that'll be the winner of the OrkneyBowl for the season, you know. So yes, I'm looking forward to seeing who's there and how far Danny can go in the defence of his title.
I know. Then obviously for year 2, I got a shield, like a plaque for the Ring of Broadcast playoffs. So the top 3 teams in all the other 6 divisions will go on a head-to-head between the 15, 16 and 17, and the team with the highest aggregate over those 3 weeks will win the Ring of Broadcast playoffs. So it's like the Europa Cup, whatever.
Yeah,
So
so
just a
it's
little,
it's
just
giving
sort
the
of for
other
the
three
lower ones to play
divisions.
for, so
That's it.
something to play for.
Give them give them give a champion to the other divisions too.
Yeah. And then the Rousey Cup, this is one that also goes on throughout the whole year. I will share the spreadsheet and the thing just to move it over to a different account because I ran out of bloody space. So last year, Tony Harrison won it from the South London Rebels. It was one of the highest scoring teams in the league. So it starts off with 32 groups of 3 teams, each playing each other over the first 6 weeks. Then the winner of each group plays in the playoffs in the week 7 and 8 for the last 32, last 16, week 9 and 10, quarterfinals week 11 and 12, semi-finals week 13 and 14, the finals week 15 and 16. And this is where you have to watch the finals because Dave didn't set his team for the first playoff because he had a bye week in the league, but you still have to set your team because you're still playing for the Rousey Cup if you're still in it. I think he would have got pumped anyway because
Well,
Tony's team was that high, but it's still a bit of a sore one not picking your team because you didn't realise or you forgot
when
you
you're
were.
still in it.
Yeah, so it was a bit of a
Well,
sore one, but yeah,
that I think it was a learning curve for us all on in the cup as well, Johnny. Last year, I remember I got rather excited and like you know my season was pretty bad last year and I didn't do very well at all, but I did manage to. In the last game of the group stages, I thought I was playing for second, and I thought second went through to the knockouts. You know, so I was studying that game, and I was studying the wrong game, and I thought, "Oh yes, I've won it, I'm through." No, I'm not. I was out 2 weeks ago because you know the guy at the top had won them all. So yeah,
well,
it was a learning
I was
curve for us
I
all
was the
last year.
highest scoring team. I was the highest scoring team in my group when I came last.
Yeah, easy done, very
It's
easy
just
done.
it's
It's
like,
all about it.
but yeah, it's fun. You know what I mean? You don't cost any extra. This is all part of it. Can you? I think the winner gets a mystery signed jersey which I bought last January, so it's sitting here waiting to go. So they get us a little something
No,
extra, a
that's
little
it.
extra prize. So I think so.
It's a soccer style fantasy NFL league, and the fact that we've got promotion, we've got relegation, and we've got a cup alongside. You know, that's